some basics of snap modes and fitting text, machining text and so on. Okay, first thing that we'll do is we'll put a circle on the screen. Now, one of the things in PartMaster is that pretty much everything is controlled by the snap modes down here. So if you want no snap, then you move the circle around and it will be positioned where the cursor is. If you say near snap, it'll snap onto the nearest thing it can find in a drawing. On a blank drawing, the only thing it can find is the date and position, which is shown in the centre of the sheet. So the snap modes stay relevant depending on the operation. So you need to keep an eye on the snap modes as you're doing things. Another thing to look out for is that if you use the window here to position an item, press the enter key to do that, then the focus stays in that window. So if you then try to put in some text, the focus may well stay within this window here. So you need to get the focus out of that window and into the main screen. So if you're putting on some precision text, indicate the bottom left hand corner of the text, type in the text that you want to machine, and set the text size and so on. The fonts that you use can be any of the Windows fonts that you've got, the TrueType fonts, or they can be simple stick fonts. The height of the text is exactly that. If you're fitting text around any existing item along a line or around an arc or around a circle and so on, then you need to go to the Advanced tab here and then select the options available. Now, depending on whether the indicated position is part of an existing element, a line, an arc or something like that, then these options here will become available to you. The one to watch out for is this one, fit text to line arc. In some cases that will automatically be checked, and that may or may not be what you want. What that will do is, depending on what you type in, it will fit that text and it will adjust the width of the text to suit the arc or the line or the circle that you've chosen. When you're creating precision text for machining, you can output the text as a series of curves so that you can edit the curves and then add machining the contours afterwards for machining, or you can output them directly as a series of contours so that you can just go straight into the CAM system. And having said that, you need to give it a depth. Okay, so that's positioned the piece of text. If you want to see the contours that have been created, you can go to NC Gallery, and that shows you all the contours that have been created to make up those letters. If you're moving things around, then you use the move function, and you can move a point, an area, or an individual item. So if you want to move an area, you click that, click and drag around the area, and then the help at the bottom says left click a reference point within this area. So for instance, you might want to go into near snap and snap on that corner point there, and then change your snap mode to none, so that then the text will follow you around and be positioned where the cursor is. Okay, now when you're doing moving text like that, then always make sure that you incorporate the date and position in the drawing as well. But that applies to anything. When you're moving things around, if I just draw a box, for instance, here, and then you move an item, move a point, then you click the point, and then it just moves with you. Now, depending on your snap mode here, don't forget, look at your snap mode, no snap, and then it will just move where you want it to be. If you want to move to a particular location, so for instance, if you want to move that point, but not with the cursor, then you can say move that to x0, y0, for instance, and that will keep it where it is relative to the point that you've indicated, or you can move it to another position. But those positions are always relative to the point that you've picked. Okay, so you've got the layer the NC gallery there, so that should help you. But keep an eye out, if you're using this bottom command window here, keep an eye out that what it is you're typing in or trying to do, the focus isn't down here, it's actually into the drawing area. So sometimes you might have to come out of there, redraw the screen to refresh it as you're doing things. Okay, so I hope that helps.